beautiful people, and welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how I style all of my extensions and how I do it in maybe a way that's not necessarily thought about. I don't just put them in, bish bash bosh, off you go. I have a couple of ones that are a little bit different. I've not really seen anybody do what I'm going to do with extensions. Usually this is kind of when people already have long hair. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first look I'm going to go for is this one. This is obviously the bubble braids. They are so popular right now and I really love the effect that they give. So this is how I do it. First things first, you are going to have to make sure you have plenty of bubbles, and if you have them different sizes, bonus. If you don't worry. The extension piece that I'm using for this is the Megan McKenna Bouncy Blow long hair piece. When this piece is usually styled, it is kind of like a mid to low ponytail, but you can start the first bubble, you can start the first ponytail wherever you want it, but I'm going to kind of have it in line with the top of my ears at the back of my head. I'm going to go from just above my temples, kind of like in line with my eyebrows, and take the top of the hair up from there. And I wouldn't worry too much about backcombing the section of hair where you're going to put the extension, because in theory we're tying it in, so it's not like it's going to need that extra hold. And this is another tip if you're using extensions. With the final two, so the last two pieces, whether they're kind of obviously longer, it's a longer strip and it comes right around to here, or if it's a shorter one, kind of angle them downwards. So you're going to put the first two here and here, and then the second two, they're going to go here and here. Also, please note, when I'm doing all of this, this is just what I do. If you've got a way to do it and it's better than the way that I'm doing it, leave a comment down below. Or if you're a professional hairstylist, please don't come for me, because there's probably a better way, but this is just how I do it. The next thing that I'm going to do is tie this all into a ponytail. When creating this look, it is usually done in quite a sleek way. What you can do is get a tooth comb and go from your nose and go back into your hairline, part it, and have the sort of the really slick, and have that almost Kendall Jenner part in the middle. I am an egg and this is not a good look. So for me, or with anyone else who has bangs, as they call it in America, or a fringe, I just kind of leave that out of the pony, and sometimes I like to just take pieces down to frame my face, which I will kind of curl later, and I will also pull out from behind my ear. I just think, again, they're kind of sometimes a bit longer, and especially when you're like curl them, you can have them forward or back, and it just makes it look a little bit more, in my opinion, less slick and runway. But if that's the way that you want to go, sort of runway model, kind of hairspray it all and really get your comb and push it all back, I think that also looks amazing. Just, this is how I do it with people who have a fringe. From here, obviously you have a ponytail and the hair doesn't blend at all, but it doesn't really matter, because what we're basically just going to do from here all the way down to the bottom of the head is put bubbles in. So how we do this is really simple. You just take the next bit of hair and decide where you want it and put a bubble in. And then just carry that on down to the bottom of the hair. So once you have almost a weird sausage pony, you can leave it like this. There's nothing stopping you leaving like this. However, I really like the kind of bubble effect, and how I do that is by pulling out the hair. Now if you have layers, be careful with this bit, because if you pull your layer out, you'll just have loads of sticky out bits here, and it's not the one we're going for. And what I do from here is just kind of keep going and keep bubbling them all up. And if any do fall out, if you do have layers, or if it's your real hair versus the extension, take that piece of hair and just push it into the circle, push it into the middle bit, kind of find it, pull it through, and yeah, or the alternative is to try and tuck it into the next bobble. But to be honest, I wouldn't worry about it massively. As long as you get the overall look you're after, who's gonna know? It is literally a case of keep going until you're happy with it. Keep pulling them out and tightening it, and pulling them out and tightening it until you're happy with the overall effect. Then I get my trusty straighteners. And this is the finished look. You can also do it in pigtails. I think this is really great if you want a bit of a variation on a popular thing. So it allows you to do it, but just mixes it up a little bit. And this is what it looks like from the back. My extension is here, if anyone's questioning. It is there, but I just kind of pull it out and hide it with my hair. I will say this is a little bit difficult if you do have layers, because obviously there's more bubbles, but if I'm honest, don't worry if it comes out a little bit. To me, doesn't really matter, and as long as it looks good, it looks good. So this look is my final of the sort of 3 variations of bubble braids. I would say this is kind of like maybe a look that you could wear for a wedding. I mean, you could wear this wherever you want. And this one looks like this. So with this one, obviously I have my extension where I normally do about here. I've then done my secret trick of tying away the excess hair. This means that it saves you a job, you don't have to blend, and it's all hidden away. And then I've just gone down the same way as I did with the other ones in tying the bobbles and just pulling out the excess until you get to the bottom. So you could wear this look and curl the bottom of your hair, you can have it straight. But I just thought this was a really nice look, and it's a way to quite easily hide the extensions, and all I've done is then pulled out a bit of my hair, framing my face, and this is variation 3 of the bubble braids. So the next look is quite a simple one. It's just going to be a ponytail. However, it's how I style extensions with ponytails. So obviously there's the way where you can kind of put them at the back of your head, clip them upside down and blend them that way with your hair. However, that way you still have to blend your hair, your natural hair, with the extension. The way that I do it is kind of a way to pop the extension in quite quickly and not have to worry about blending the hair. I'm actually going to start by just popping my normal hair into a ponytail. And I also have a tip. So if you are like me and you have a fringe, there will be a section where your fringe joins your hair, and where that is, it can leave a bit of a bald patch. So that's obviously where your hair goes to the ponytail, and this is where your hair comes down. One quick fix I like to do with this, and it also works kind of here and any bald patches, or if your hair's like a little bit thin in certain areas, I take a quite dense makeup brush, this is just a Real Techniques one, and a makeup palette. This is just the Charlotte Crosby Fleek, again by Easy Looks actually. Any palette really where the colours in it are going to match your hair. So I use this really dark brown and just put it in these areas where it's shining through a little bit more than I would want. This is where I get to the section where if you want to pull any out, if you want it to be more sort of high and a bit more boofy, you know what I mean, bouffanty, then this is where you kind of make that decision, pull any bits out that you want out now before the extension. Then if you have one of these, it's my Easy Locks ponytail, clip-in ponytail, I'll then actually put it into a bun, not any specific kind of bun. Sometimes I'll just actually put it in a bun straight away. Take this piece, obviously I don't use this, I'll just use the clips, and I clip the clips into the front piece of hair. So as you can see, it's kind of there already. With this piece, there is a section that you can specifically then take and wrap around to cover any of the sins that you are hiding, like this. However, how I actually like to style this is by taking a scrunchie, any one. I've got black, I've got tartan, but I'm going to go with this one. And how I do it is I take the section that's a little bit longer than the rest and I make a loop and I hide that in the back of my hair. I then take the scrunchie and pop it around the whole of the bobble, like you would be if you were putting it in your hair. And then I just kind of fiddle around with it until I can feel that all of the extension piece is hidden. And there you have it. That is how I use the Easy Locks piece in my hair. Quickly, easily, and obviously my hair is well tucked away within here, and it means that from the side or the back, sometimes I'll as well grip these pieces at the back, but if they're long enough they'll go straight in. And then I would sometimes pull these pieces out, give them a curl, blend, like I said, with the makeup palette. And then this is actually how I used to wear my hair every day for work. It's a really great way to grow your hair because all you're really doing is putting heat on the front bit. And yeah, it protects your hair, obviously, because even sun is going to damage the hair, it's going to heat the hair. So yeah, and it's really quick and easy. And if you don't have one of these pieces, I'll just show you now what I do with the long one. So I'm starting this off again, and I'm just going to put my hair in a quick bun. I usually use 2 bobbles, only for the fact that it makes it feel a little bit more secure, especially when I'm using a longer piece, because obviously the weight of this one is a lot heavier than the smaller one. And then all I do from here is take the long piece, start at one end, and I start at the front of my head, and I go round, clipping it into the front of my hair, and I'll then make sure I get it as tight as I can to my bun itself, because obviously I'm going to be tying a scrunchie around this later, or I can either take a piece of hair. So I just keep going round. And then this is the hair in. One option I do have is to take a piece of hair and wrap it around the front. That's obviously going to create a sleek pony effect, which is what I usually do when I have this piece in, because when I want this piece in is usually I want that long sleek pony, or I can curl it and create that long hair goals ponytail. Again, another option that I do have is if I don't wrap that hair around, I make sure I get the last clip, because sometimes that can flick out, so I make sure I grab that last one and just pop the scrunchie on it. Pull out any pieces from the front I wish, and that's the finished look. And that is the end of look 2. Okay, we're officially halfway. So this next one I'm going to do is a French Dutch plait. It's a French plait, but you could equally do it as a Dutch. And I'm going to do it with, again, the long piece from the Mega McKenna range. Only because, I mean, you could do it with any long piece. I could do it with my long one from the Charlotte Crosby range, but I've just used this one all the way throughout, so we're going to stick with it. The first thing I always make sure is that the extension piece is well brushed through, because this is just going to make the whole process easier when it's coming to the plait. I've just tied up half my hair, getting ready to where I put it. Basically, what I do when I put this piece in my hair, because obviously you want it to be narrower, about the width of the plait, I take the end piece, a bit like I have done here already, and I fold it in half and I clip it on to this little weft, like that. And what that means is those 2 pieces go in your hair, and you've almost halved the size of the extension piece, but you've still got a lot of hair on it, so you're still going to get that length and you're still going to get that full effect. So I then clip this just there on my hairline, and then I let this bit down and I just start to plait. I would say this is best to do if you already know how to French plait, But basically what you do is you have 3 sections and you fold it over each side, and on each section you take a piece of hair and you add that into the plait. So you take a piece of hair from this side, fold it in to one of the 3, and then swap it over, and then you just carry on. So I'll probably do a video on how to plait hair, but for now I suggest that you probably stick with, if you know how to plait hair first, and then add an extension, because if you're learning to plait for the first time and you're doing it with an extension, that's brave. So yeah, if you know how to plait first, that's probably a handy tip. Leave out any bits at the front that you want out, because it will be easier than pulling them out the plait, because that can sometimes undo the plait as well. Just carry this on until you reach the extension piece. The back, or when I get to sort of section where my arms will no longer reach much further here, I just kind of flip it round and do the opposite. So if I was sort of going over with the hair, I would then kind of flip it and go under, and that just means when you then flip it back it will be the same way, because in theory the plait's kind of flipped on its back at the minute. It just means my arms can reach and the whole thing will look a bit more smooth when it's done. And that is it. So you just finish it off with a bobble. Obviously if you want to add anything nice at the end you can. If you want to, you can do a little bow on the end. That's always an option that you have to just kind of, if you want to make it a little bit more exciting. And then I just go down the plait and just kind of make it a little bit more undone, just kind of pull sections out, make the plait a little bit bigger and a little bit more kind of scruffy. I just personally like that effect. You don't have to do that. And then that's the finished look. So that is how I add hair extensions into a French plait. And that's it. We've done bubble braids in a couple of variations, we've done ponytails, we've done plaits. If there's anything else that you want me to do, please just leave it down below. I'd be happy to have a little read and see if I can pull it off. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I do like to try new things and have a little go. If you've got any Pinterest, I mean I love Pinterest and I got most of my ideas off there. I will probably do another one of these, maybe plaits inspired, maybe another one that's festival inspired, just to mix things up. But yeah, if you've got anything that you'd like me to have a go at, then please just leave it below, and like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and thanks for watching. So bye for now.